Talk Nerdy to Me is here for you. Your webchick.biz.
Hey everybody! Welcome to my brief tutorial on Google Reminders. Quick backstory about why I'm doing this video. I have a client who was looking to lower her costs. She was paying for several separate services totaling almost $64 a month. And being a solopreneur, anyone out there who works in a very small business understands keeping costs down. So she wanted something that offered follow-up reminders and email marketing with autoresponder capability and calendar scheduling so clients could set up their own appointments all in one. So I was not able to do that for her, but what I was able to recommend was a combination of things that worked out to less than $30 a month. So I didn't really make her life any easier because it was still three separate components, but it was less than half of what she had been paying. So I was able to save her $34 monthly by coming up with a combination of a recommendation that included, rather than paying for reminder service, using Google's free reminders. And she was like, you can do that? So this video is for her, but also for anyone else out there who'd like to understand Google Reminders a little better. Google Reminders, side note, this isn't for everyone. Some people running a small business need a full-blown CRM. They need to track every touch that they have with a customer. They need to be able to assign tasks to other people. But she being, again, a solopreneur and really needing just reminders. She just needs to be reminded, call Bob Smith and talk about blah, blah, blah. Send so-and-so an email, 2 weeks after their initial consultation. She wants to follow up with them and, take their conversation through the next step. So she just needed reminders. So for anyone who just need reminders, Google added the Google Calendar reminders to the mobile app back in late 2015 and then made available for the web version in April 2016. I mean, they figured, why have separate apps to handle your scheduling and then your to-do list, right? So sounds like solid logic to me. So Google Reminders. So when you're talking about a calendar event, which we've always had with Google Calendar, obviously, an event can come and go. So if you put on here, call Bob Smith, if you don't do that, you're never going to remind it again that you need to do it. The event can come and go, and you might look at it on your calendar and go, oh yeah, I need to do that. And then Tuesday comes and passes, and you didn't call Bob, and now you're never going to remember to call Bob. So the nice thing about reminders is if you don't mark them as completed, they move on to the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and so forth. So you'll always see a running list of your reminders. So, I set up a test reminder here to call John Doe. And you can also set up daily reminders, weekly reminders, so you can set up reminders to take your vitamins. Or if you have a daily reminder to check your, go to the post office. Whatever your daily reminders might be, you can set up daily reminders and then you can mark them as done. Once you mark it as done, it disappears from your calendar. If you don't do something, it moves to the next day along with all of the other reminders that perhaps you have not completed. So you get a running reminder, a running list of all of the reminders that you have. So the client would be seeing, or you would be seeing, call Bob Smith, call Bob Smith, call Bob Smith. on your list of reminders daily until you mark it done. The other feature that's really fantastic about reminders with Google Calendar is it actually doesn't work just within Google Calendar. If you use Google Keep and say you're making a list, oh, you've got an event coming up and you have a shopping list that you've created for your event, you can also pop a reminder on your calendar from Keep. Remind me next week at 8 a.m. that, I have to shop for my event. So we see it came up May 8th at 8 a.m. So if we go to May 8th, it popped up. Shop for upcoming event, item 1, item 2, item 3. So you can do a daily, a reminder with no particular time set, or you can block it out on your calendar and say, oh, I need this time to do whatever. And then it'll continue. Again, the difference between an event and a reminder. And you can toggle between the two when you click on a space. Event, change it to reminder. Event, reminder. Again, events come and pass without additional communication to you, whereas reminders will continue to stay on your calendar day after day after day until you mark them done. And then if you have Inbox for Google, or Inbox by Google, you can also create reminders from here. You hover on the Compose button in the lower right hand corner, you click Reminder, and bam, you can create a reminder from here. So you don't have to swap out whatever feature of Google you're working in. If you're working in Inbox, you can just do a quick reminder here. Remind me on May 17th. Test reminder, does not repeat, 8 a.m. Save. Okay. And then if you go back to your Google Calendar and you go to May 17th, there's your reminder. So it's a very flexible tool to keep reminders on your calendar, whether it's for following up with clients, for personal reminders that you just want to keep a running to-do list for, and you don't want to have to move things on your calendar from day to day to day when you don't get them done. Automatically moves from one day to the next when you don't mark them as done, and it's free. And I always like free. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and found it informative. Check me out at yourwebchick.biz, and you can also find all of my social channels on my website.